Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Blu-Roy Movies and the last weekly watches of 2024. Gosh, where has the year gone? So let's crack right on with it. We've got 9 viewings this week, a bumper week, Christmas week, so we've had plenty of time on our hands in between eating and drinking. So let's crack right on with this. I started off last Sunday with a Christmas watch. Billy Wilder's masterpiece, The Apartment. Jack Lemmon, Shirley MacLaine, Fred McMurray, top tier Billy Wilder. This, and when you've got top tier Billy Wilder, you've got to watch it. This is all about Jack Lemmon's character. He works in this office block in this room with hundreds and hundreds of desks in there, and it's really a soulless place, and God knows how many people are really working there. But it made me think, like, it probably done by a handful of people with computers now, and all these people haven't got jobs. And Lemon, he's a bit of a heel. He never says no to people, and various people that he works with use his flats to see their girlfriends behind their wives' backs, and he gives them the key, and he's locked out and he can't get in while they're seeing their girlfriends, and just basically everybody takes advantage of him. And he falls for this girl who works his office building, and she's the lift operator or the elevator operator, to get it correct, because it's an American film. And yeah, can you believe, like, they used to employ people just to push buttons in the lift or elevator? It's a completely different world to what it is these days. I'd love a job like that. That'd be great, that would. So he falls in love with this girl, then finds out that she is going to the office, to his apartment, with his boss, played by the marvellous, boorish Matt Murray, who again teams up with Wilder, who's in Double Indemnity with him, as also a must watch. And yeah, just hilarity ensues. What a genius Jack Lemmon was. Just brilliant, magnetic character. Great Christmas film. This, if you haven't seen The Apartment, watch it. It goes in some very peculiar directions. I love is Lemon's neighbours all think he's a bit of a playboy, because they can hear all these different women in his flat, and it's none of them are to do with him, and he couldn't be further from a playboy in this. Yeah, great. And the scene where he's making spaghetti with his tennis racket, brilliant. Yeah, I love The Apartment. Got to watch that at Christmas. Next up, another Christmas film. Now, I said I got some flack in a video a couple of weeks ago that 80s movies were probably my least favourite decade, which doesn't mean I don't hate 80s movies, it just means that I like the others more, and yeah, I did get some flack about that. So I watched an 80s classic, Gremlins. Yeah, great film. Great fun. Love Gremlins. You've all seen this. This is perfect film for Christmas. Yeah, brilliant stuff. Everybody knows Gremlins, don't you? Yeah, I really enjoy that every year. Well, I say every year. I watch it most years. Now, to destroy the Christmas spirit, I watched Gremlins, and then I think the next day I watched this one, The Panic in Needle Park. Yeah, this is one you don't want to watch at Christmas, because it's put me on a right low. Al Pacino, wonderful in everything he is, and no exception in this. And Kitty Wynn, who I've seen her before. She's in The Exorcist. I think she's the girl who sort of helps out in the house, but not seen her in anything else, which is a shame, because she's really good in this. I think what happened is she started a family and pretty much packed in acting, which all power to her if that's what she wanted to do, but can't help thinking that probably cost her some more great movies she would been in, because she's absolutely wonderful in this. This is about, she gets together, she's a bright young artist, and she gets together with Pacino, who's a junkie, and basically leads her into a life of prostitution and drug taking, and just to see her going down in front of your eyes, and shoplifting and stuff like that to pay for this filthy habit of heroin taking. Like, Needle Park is like this little tiny bit between two roads where all these junkies hang out and inject themselves. And yeah, really, really grim stuff. I mean, I can watch most things. I'm not squeamish about much, but watching people inject themselves with drugs, oh no, well, really icky, sets me skin crawling. And it's a dour, grim film, and it, like I say, just put me on a downer. And will I watch it again? Maybe in a few years' time. So I will keep it in the collection, but definitely Christmas is the wrong time of year to be watching this film. The Panic in Needle Park. Apparently, the panic is when they're coming down off their drugs and they start panicking because they need more drugs and they haven't got the money for it. So that makes them going out prostituting and shoplifting. And yeah, horrible film, horrible, grim. Just think twice before watching it. So I needed some lightening after that film. So I stuck on It's Christmas. The Muppets Christmas Carol. I like a bit of the Muppets. The Christmas Carol, brilliant adaptation of the Charles Dickens novel. Michael Caine. It's a kids' film primarily, but he's putting everything into it. It is brilliant as Scrooge. Just wonderful film. Alistair Sim is probably the best Scrooge, but he's not far behind this in Michael Caine. Yeah, really, really good stuff. Again, I think most of you have seen that. Christmas staple. Then I followed that up with another Michael Caine film, and a totally different one, another 80s classic, no less. Escape to Victory, directed by John Huston, I believe. Yes, John Huston, who, what a career that director had from the... Oh, it's gone off my head, you know. Hang on there. Yeah, from the Maltese Falcon. What did I not forget? How did I forget that? I'll leave that in. Yeah, from the Maltese Falcon all the way to these type of films. Brilliant. Treasure of the Sierra Madre, I think he did that again. And this is, again, I consider this a Christmas film because it was always used to be on at Christmas. Now, I've got when I showed this, that I bought this a couple of weeks ago, I listed all the footballers that were in it and forgot to mention Pele. And I've got a viewer from Chile who mentioned that in the comments, and it's totally right. Really a miss of me that I thought of John Walk and Russell Osman above the great Pele. But there you go. That's the way my brain works. Yeah, great. Michael Caine is great again as everything is in. As Colby, the former English football captain before the war, who's ended up in this prisoner of war camp, and he has to get a team of prisoners of war to play the Germans at football. Yeah, good escapism, if you pardon the pun. Good action film, and a film I really enjoy. So it was Christmas morning. What am I going to watch? The number one Christmas film of all time, and one of my favourite films all time, non-stop. It's a Wonderful Life. Frank Capra, James Stewart, Donna Reed, Gloria Graham, who's one of my favourite actresses, and this transferred her career into the femme fatale that she became synonymous for, because you can see that in this early performance of her. Like, she had that kind of mystique about her in this. Yeah, I love Gloria Graham. I think she was wonderful. Yeah, brilliant Christmas film. Stewart's character, again, another down on his look character, and this is a look that, however bad your life you think it's going, there's always people that are going to benefit from you being around, and always brings a tear to me eye. It's a Wonderful Life. I can't help it. I just love the film, and on the back of watching it this year, I've recently just upgraded it to the 4K. So next year it'll be a 4K watch. If I can wait that long, I might stick it before watch it halfway through the year or something. Because it's only like the last bit's Christmas, more or less. I think you can watch it all year round. Yeah, great film. And next up from James, Movie Mad 1, he sent me this over for Christmas and it intrigued me, so I thought I'll give it a watch straight away. Starring Lee Patterson, Kay Collard, Alan Gifford. I don't think I've watched anything they've been in before. Directed by Compton Bennett. Directed by Compton Bennett again. Director totally unfamiliar with, and this was a really great British B movie. I say British. All the main actors in are American, and they did that a lot with these B movies in the 50s because they thought they'd have a wider appeal for American audiences. But this is about Lee Patterson's character and Kay Callard. They pretend that they've just married so they can board the Flying Scotsman train from Scotland to London because every month or so it carries used banknotes down to London ready to be destroyed. So they pose as a married couple, just married, so they could get the carriage next to it. And what they do is they go through the one set of seats, then through the wall and through the set of the seats in the carriage with all the money in to do this heist on this train. And a really good heist film. I quite enjoyed it. It's really low budget. I think it was made for peanuts at the time, but yeah, it's very taut thriller. At the start of it, there's sort of like a silent movie scene of them planning out and doing the heist, and it's done with no music and no dialogue, and they're showing like how they plan to do it, how it would go if it all goes smoothly. But of course, in life and films, things never go smoothly, and they hit a few hitches. And what I like about this, I like films that show the baddies as bad people. Like a lot of these heist films show them as these nomadic type, lovable type rogues, but this leaves you no illusion that this guy who's leading this heist was, yeah, not a very nice guy. And I think that's more true to life. I think that's the way heists are normally carried out. Yeah, great film, The Flying Scot. I do love these vintage classics. If you like me, you collect them. I recommend that. Give that a watch. It's only 70 minutes long, so easy watch, which sometimes you just need. And next up, I've been watching the Bourne films, onto Bourne Supremacy, 4K. Not the most sparkling 4K transfer in the world. I didn't think that with the first one, to be honest, the identity, but it's all right, better than the Blu-ray. Out the original trilogy, I think this is my least favourite, but they're all brilliant films, don't get me wrong. Bourne has been framed for the murder of 2 CIA operatives, and they've tracked him down to where he's been sort of retired and hiding out in India, and he's all dragged into it again. What I love most about this actually is the interactions between Brian Cox and Joan Allen, and they're CIA operatives, but Joan Allen she's like by the book and tries to do things fair, where Brian Cox is like any means possible to get Bourne done. And I just loved how that played out between the two, like watching the two of them oppose each other, if you like. Yeah, good film and a great first trilogy of films, first trilogy. And last up for the week, I went into my Woodfall box set that I'd recently picked up, and I watched Look Back in Anger, directed by, I always have to be careful with this, Tony Richardson, and not Tony Robinson, like I want to say sometimes, because that's something totally different. Yeah, Tony Richardson, who directed one of my favourites, The Entertainer, so I was always going to check this out quickly when I picked up the box set. And yeah, this was a great film. Kitchen sink, I think they describe these type films as, starring Richard Burton, Claire Bloom, and Mary Ure, who she was really, really good in this. I've not seen anything else with her in, so I've just ordered another film with her in. I think she was the highlight of this film. She died tragically at a young age. I was reading up about her. I think she took an accidental overdose of sleeping tablets after she'd been drinking. Poor girl. This is about Richard Burton's character. He's a young guy who's like a man against the world type character and everything. everything's against him, and he's married to long-suffering wife Mary Muir, and a best friend Claire Bloom, who Tony Burton hates, comes into the house that they live in to stay for a couple of whiles, and it ends with Muir and Burton splitting up, then Burton starting an affair with Claire Bloom's character. Yeah, just really great, grounded British drama that I really enjoyed. The only thing I'd say against it is maybe, I know this is going to sound crazy, like Richard Burton was good in this, but maybe too good, because I think he was very Shakespearean grounded actor, and this is more your everyday life type character, but his Shakespearean tomes for me kept coming through in the film. So yeah, I think Richard Burton was a bit too good for in it, and I haven't seen a whole deal of stuff with Richard Burton in. I think there's a How the West, not How the West. Where Eagles Dare. How the West was one. Where Eagles Dare. I think he was in that. I can't think of much else I've seen him in, so I'll have to rectify that, because, like I say, he was really good. This a bit too good for the film. But Look Back in Anger, yeah, that was a great way to finish off the film. I know a couple of you got the Woodfall set. I do recommend you give that one a watch, because yeah, really enjoyable. So that was it for the week. A mixed week. What did you think of that lot? Let me know your thoughts down below. Give me a thumbs up if you've liked what I've done here today. Maybe thinking about subscribing if you want to hear more of this twaddle. And I'll catch you guys all later. Ta-ra.